If you're wondering what exactly Skool is and how it works, then you have found the right video. Hi there, my name is Evan Advice. I run multiple Skool communities. My biggest one is doing $50,000 a month. I'm a big Skool affiliate. I'm also invested in Skool and I also run the ads for Skool. And in this video, I want to give you a super simple rundown of what exactly Skool is and how it works. Not here's how to grow your community or make X amount of money or whatnot, but this is what the thing actually is and how it works and what you need to do after you sign up. Okay, so the reason why I want to make this video in the first place is because Skool is growing a lot, which I think is beautiful. So now we see a lot of new faces and of course a lot of question marks and people, some people that are new, they wonder about how does this work at its very, very foundations. Okay, and so this is why I made this post today in the Skoolers community, and I'm going to explain you in a second what that is. So, love seeing so many new faces in the community. I saw a few questions under my pinned affiliate post. So I made a post in the Skoolers community where I celebrated that I have reached now $57,000 in total affiliate earned from Skool, and I'm almost at $8,000 monthly from Skool affiliate. And so I broke down for people what I do here in the community. And then I had, of course, people asking, hey, I'm new here. How does it work? What do I do? And so I thought instead of answering this over and over again, I just make one consolidated post for the super duper beginner, right? That does not know how any of this works. So first things first, when you join Skool, you sign up with a 14-day free trial. So it looks something like this. You land on a page like this. Then you say, create your community, and you can choose between a hobby plan and a pro plan. What I'm telling you right now, both of them get all of this, right? So when in doubt, just start with hobby. Now, what you get is software plus education and community. What is the software that you get? You get your own Skool. This is a Skool. It is a community on the platform Skool that comes with certain features. It comes with your forum. This is what we describe as the community. And I know it's a little bit confusing because we say my Skool community and then there is a community in your community, right? So this is the community tab in your community. We kind of often call it internally also the forum. You know this from, for example, Facebook. Here you can make a post, right? And people can also make a post and they can comment under your post. And your posts, you can sort them by different categories. You can fully customize the categories of your community and also make other important settings like how much you want to charge, how often you want to charge, if you want to charge as a one-time, if you want to receive annual payments. You can have rules for your community. You can allow people to become an affiliate. So for example, for me, I toggled on 50%. So if people bring a member, they get 50% affiliate. So you can make all of these settings for your community here. You also get a classroom that you can fill with your content and your resources like I have here. And then you also get a calendar where you can put your events. For example, tomorrow I'll be live for a Q&A. And then you see your members in here. You see a members map. If you want to toggle this on, then your members can find each other on the map and they can connect with each other in real life. And then you also have leaderboards. So you see who was the most active member within a certain time frame. And you can, of course, reward that if you choose to do so. Even if you don't choose to do so, it actually encourages members to engage. And then you also see when a member has done a certain amount of contributions, they unlock different levels, and then you can set incentives at different levels, right? So this feature of the leaderboards, of the gamification, is one of the things next to its simplicity and cleanness that makes Skool community so engaged. And then you have like your built-in sales funnel. It's basically a page where you can add video and images here. So this is like a video sales letter funnel if you choose to add a video here. So very, very powerful, very short copy that you can add. And so you don't need to build a whole funnel or anything. And then people can buy here, right? So I'm going to show you what this looks like. You have a discovery page. I'm going to share that in a second. And here I can choose other communities. So for example, Tom Billier, I love his podcast, listen to it all the time. He has a school here and I can join for $119 a month, and then I can save by picking the annual, and then I join and I immediately land in his community and get access to his community, classroom, events, etc. Right? So that's the first thing that you get, is you get the actual software so you can build your own school. And it does not need to be an education school, right? Like I have or Tom has. You can also do other things, like for example, my lovely friend Laura Bull, she also helps people in her school, of course, with information. But one of her coolest features is from her premium membership, she bundles the purchasing power of the students that she helps to create their own physical products. Laura has helped me to create a planner, right? And so because she's helping so many people to create planners, she's bundling the purchasing power. I think they're doing 500,000 pieces a year. And so when somebody joins the premium of her community, they actually get a discount at the manufacturer, right? So in that way, she has a pricing, bundling, purchasing collective kind of community, right? So there's many different things. Or another really cool example is the School of Mentors, where they have a community where they bring on other experts from the outside. So while of course they have tremendous amount of expertise, kind of the core functionality of their community is bundling and bringing in other people from the outside, and those act as experts. So they facilitate the space, which I also think is like such a brilliant way to lay it out and to do it, right? So you can get really very creative with this. And obviously you can also have your community in a large variety of categories, right? Even if it's not within those categories, you'll just be categorized in one. You can make a school like about whatever, right? Whatever you want. And that's the first thing that you get, right? Is your ability to start your own community. You also get education with it and community. So here you just saw me navigating back to this little cat icon. And this is the Skoolers community. We're now over 60,000 community builders, which is really beautiful. And so those are all the people that are building their individual schools that hang out in here and help each other. Now in the Skoolers community, you have again the forum, right? And you have amazing posts and shares in here. And when something is particularly good, it will be categorized as a gem. So that's a really good place for you to go and start reading. Then you also have access to the training, the classroom. Skoolers, just like your school, has not only the community, but also a classroom. And here you have a full course. Like this is how the thing works. And you just go through and you watch it so you understand how to do this. Okay? And then in the classroom, you also have the school games, how those work. And this is what Hormozy brought to the platform. And here you see under the games tab, we have the current competitors, and those are the communities that have had a net growth, right? So you see also churn is factored in, the highest net growth over this quarter. And then everybody who wins, they get invited to the school HQ and to a school event where they are celebrated, right? And so here you can see there's a recording from the last event where Alex Hormozy and Sam did a really cool discussion. And then everybody got food and was hanging out and networking and learning from each other. So that's what's happening for those winners here, right? So that's a feature in here. And of course, this also gives you a lot of ideas around what communities people are making. So you can get ideas here. And then you have your calendar here as well. School news is on there. And that's also the third thing in the classroom. Every single week, Sam and Kirby are live. Right? So you can just add this to your calendar, and then the recording they share on YouTube under the school news. So here you always learn everything that's happening on the platform, the features that they develop for us, what's working for the best players. So here for Nick, for example. So this is, if you signed up for Skool, this is where you would want to pay attention. Now, one more amazing resource I want to mention, because we're already on YouTube, is the Skool Stories podcast. Here you have a ton of beautiful interviews from people that found success on the platform. There are so many more than those, but you can watch those and just get inspired, right? And learn through the stories of others. So many great ways to find your community idea: going and checking out Discovery, looking for the games, looking for the school stories. So you get, on top of the software, also access to this community. People from all stages, also the ones that are as successful as Nick, who did $300,000 a month with his school, right? Share openly about what's working for them and what not. That's my favorite part. Then we also have the classroom with the training. We have the games as kind of an exciting event, and you can learn a lot from the people playing. And then we also have the weekly news. So that's the second kind of piece of the puzzle. For $9, you get your own software and you get access to all of that. Now, when starting with Skool, what would I do, right? If I would start from scratch now, how would I spend my time right away? So the first thing that I would do is I would download the app, right? So Skool is on desktop and on mobile, and I would download the app. Then I would focus on getting active. So in my 14-day free trial, I would want to make sure when I look at my profile, first of all, I would properly fill out my profile so people know you're not a spammer, right? And you're a real person and you can make those meaningful connections on the platform. And I would see that in the first 14 days, my activity graph is all green. So I really made the most out of this free time that I get on the platform. What type of activity would I choose? So types of activities that impact your activity score on Skool are when you like a post, when you comment on a post. So types of activities is liking posts, commenting on posts, creating posts, and participating in polls. So what I would do is I would just go and read through a bunch of posts. And then I would also comment on those posts and ask questions if I don't understand something, or thank someone if that was actually helpful. And then I would, if a poll is there, I would participate in it, right? And if I don't understand how to answer it, I would ask a question. Now, in general, I would also definitely read what's new in the feed, but I would also try to go for every post in the gems category. Then I would try to ask questions, make my own posts that are questions, but of course I want to be respectful of everyone's time. So I would educate myself first, and I would go at least through the 101 training in the classroom and catch up on some recent school news so I can actually ask better questions, right? So once I read and I watch, then I get a first idea, and then I can actually ask questions that are not have been answered a million times before and that are actually tailored to me and that actually help me propel forward. Then next step, I would become a great member before I become a great leader. First up, showing up in the Skoolers community as a great member can already help me understand the platform, make meaningful connections, get my first friends, first people that might be a community member. But then I would also head to the Discovery page again, and I would see what type of communities am I personally interested in that I want to learn from. And please don't worry, there is a ton of free communities here as well, right? So it's not just paid, you also see free communities here, and I would join them and I would be a member first. I would go through purchasing or signing up, go through the community experience there, see how they have laid out their classroom, what they're teaching, etc., so that I know how the experience is as a member. And I tell you there, before you watch 10 more videos on how to grow your school and how to start your school, be a member. You'll learn so much just through the lines, and you can do it yourself by remodeling others rather than keep consuming information. Okay, and that's the most important thing, is you need to get your feet wet and actually do the thing. I hope you found this helpful. I hope this clarified a few things. I have a ton of other videos on my channel that help you with Skool, with the growth thing for free, but I really want you to get stuck in and show up in the community. I think that's the most valuable thing you can do. That's the most valuable advice I can give you, although I would love it for my view count, but I don't think it's the best for you. So go get your feet stuck in there and start showing up there. Thank you, and bye for now.